Hi, my name is Pam Graham, and today I'm going to share a recipe that's very simple called Kickin Chicken Chili. I came up with this recipe because we cater, and the other day we did a job that involved chicken, and unfortunately I didn't do it just right and had leftover chicken. And I was thinking to myself, what can I come up with to utilize the chicken? And this was the recipe. Now, typically, chili takes a long time to do. What I'm doing is putting 2 tablespoons of butter in my pan, and as soon as it starts to melt, I'm going to add half of an onion and let that saute down. When I look for recipes that I use leftover ingredients, I try and give them different flavors than what I originally used them for. Otherwise, it becomes a little monotonous eating the same thing over and over again. So we're going to let those onions saute for a few minutes, and then into that pan, I'm just going to fix a packaged box rice to go into our Kickin Chicken Chili. Here's the chicken that I did. It was with the tenderloins that I just roasted in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes and chopped up. Really simple to do, don't need to show you how to do that. Chili has a Southwest flavor, so today I am using Kraft Philadelphia cooking cream, and this is the Santa Fe flavor. It comes in 4 different flavors. It comes in original, Italian cheese herb, savory garlic, and this Santa Fe style. So into a bowl, I'm just going to scrape our Santa Fe blend right in and add a package of chili mix. It can be any kind of chili mix you want, but it's just powdered chili mix. And combine those 2 ingredients together. And to this mixture, we're going to add a can of chili beans, and I'm not going to drain it. I'm going to scrape all the chili into, because the juice that's in here is going to add to our chili flavor. I like this recipe a lot because in addition to using leftovers, you don't have to stand and stir chili. Typically, like competition chili, takes about 3 hours to make from beginning to end, and I didn't want to spend that kind of time. Oh, that was the oven. I've got it preheated to 350 degrees, and what I'm doing, I love playing with my food. I am taking a can of stewed tomatoes and just mixing it with my hands so that they're in slightly smaller pieces. Give my hands a quick rinse, and we're going to just dump. That's another beauty part of this recipe, is everything just dumps into one container, and I'm going to combine it. I'm going to add my chicken, and let's go over and check the rice, because I think that the onions are at a point on the saute that I can go ahead and just start making the box rice by their instructions. The only difference is I've added the onions and I'm cooking them. And we will just give them a quick stir. They just need to be a little bit translucent so that their flavor is released. I'm not going to add any spices or anything to it because, like I said, I'm using the box mixture. We're going to give this a quick stir in the butter and let it get a little bit golden brown, and then I'll add my water and seasonings, and it's going to simmer for about 15 minutes. Our rice is ready, so we're going to take it off of the stove and bring it over to our pre-mixed batch of goodies that we've got going on here and add it directly to it. And I like the rice, and why I decided to add it is I was thinking of, you know, when you think of Mexican food, you think of things like rice and beans, and this will just give the chili an additional layer of flavors. So we're going to combine this together, stir it all through, and I've got a casserole dish, and you notice the Kraft Mexican blend cheese. We're going to add the cheese to the top of our casserole so it bakes up really nice. And like I said, this is more of a casserole than it is a stand at the stove all day long chili. So I'm just going to bring it over here and plop the ingredients right in. My grandfather, when I was a little kid, did a recipe called Kid Ham Tom. And what it was ham meant hamburger that he browned up with onions. Kid was kidney beans, and Tom was tomatoes. And he used to cook the hamburger up with the onions and then add the kidney beans and tomatoes. I'm just spreading this around in the casserole dish, and cook it. And it was something that they used to eat during the Depression, but I always loved it. And this is sort of along those lines where you can add whatever you want to make it your style. I've got here a cup of chili cheese Fritos that I've just crunched up, and I'm sprinkling over the top, and this will just bake off and give it a nice little crust at the end. And I'm taking Kraft Mexican cheddar and jack blend and topping that over the whole thing because we want to have it cheesy. Everybody loves cheese on their chili, so this is, and it makes it a really simple one-pot meal. We're going to bake this in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes, and I can hardly wait to show you what it comes out, how cheesy and crispy and yummy this chili is. Our chili is ready to come out of the oven. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It is heavenly. It's bubbling around the edges, and it smells absolutely wonderful. Now, you can set this up any way you like. I like to put Fritos on the bottom of my plate, and then spoon the chili right on top of it. Oh, look at that cheese. Oh. And the beans and the rice and the chunks of chicken and tomato in there. And how I top it off, I like to add a little bit more cheese, some tomato, some fresh chopped scallions, and a dollop of sour cream. I've got to give this a taste because the flavors in my nostrils are just demanding I do so. Oh, yum. This is really easy to do and really, really yummy. I hope you'll try this recipe.